I'm going to very, very quickly talk about eggs today, actually, because I think there's so much misinformation out there about eggs, as there is about yogurt and dairy rather. But eggs is one of those things that I kind of really want to talk about and debunk some of the myths out there about eggs and people thinking maybe it's not so good for us, especially if we have high cholesterol. And that is true to a certain extent, but it's actually not as true as we think. So years and years and years ago, many people believed that dietary cholesterol is what caused serum cholesterol, so our blood cholesterol, to become higher, right? To go up. So when we go to the doctors or we go to the clinic and we get our bloods taken and we get the results and we see our LDL and the HDL, and we've spoken about the differences. The LDL is bad cholesterol, the HDL, the good cholesterol. We get those numbers. And a lot of people believe that that LDL cholesterol or the total cholesterol comes from dietary. A lot of that comes from dietary cholesterol. So years later, a lot of food scientists have actually determined that dietary cholesterol really has no real effect on serum or blood cholesterol. So even in newer food labels, they're taking off dietary cholesterol because there's really nothing that's so pertinent or so important as it pertains to dietary cholesterol. So a lot of people, when they say, oh, eggs are high in cholesterol, so it doesn't actually really matter. That's not what's really going to cause that increase in our blood cholesterol. What causes an increase in blood cholesterol are a few things. The first thing is really saturated fat. So things that are high in saturated fat, that's what we want to kind of watch out for. And actually, simple carbohydrates, that actually can also get converted into cholesterol. Well, it really gets converted into like the saturated fat that gets converted into the blood cholesterol or goes into our bloodstream to raise that blood cholesterol. So eggs are a super important food. If we are somebody who does have pretty high cholesterol, we don't want to consume many eggs a week, but we do not want to restrict eggs because there are a lot of really good health benefits to eggs as well. There's vitamin D in the yolk. And I'm talking about egg yolk right now because the egg yolk is where the saturated fat is. There's no saturated fat at all in the egg white. So if we wanted to just have egg white, that's fine. But people that do have high cholesterol can have 1 to 2 eggs a week, and that is not a problem because there are other health benefits in there. As I mentioned, there's vitamin D, there's iron, there's a lot of really good benefits in there as well that we don't want to take out of our diet. People who don't have high cholesterol really don't have to limit eggs at all. Right? We don't want to have 10 eggs a day, but we don't have to say, oh, well, they're high in cholesterol, so we want to limit them or we want to restrict them. We should not be restricting eggs. I think like eggs have gotten a lot of bad press because of what people may have believed about dietary cholesterol years ago, but all of the research, pretty much all of the current nutrition research and literature talks about the positive things that eggs, can do for our diet. And they are a super important food. So definitely don't want to restrict them.